Hello guys, welcome back to ESENtaxa. Andrea Papito here. In this video, I'm going to explain you how to pay the VAT tax in Italy, also if you're a foreign entity and also if you don't possess any Italian bank account and you don't have any legal representative in Italy. Most of you guys, maybe you have this problem because you have sold something in Italy, some products, or some info products, so you're running an e-commerce business and your final customers are from Italy. Maybe some of your final customers purchase your product from Italy. So you basically, for one reason or another reason, you have to pay the VAT to the Italian government. But as you may know, in Italy you can pay taxes only with the F24 model, which is a specific model that has to be filled. It's a specific form in which you can describe exactly what type of tax you have to pay to Italy. I'm going to show you here in the screen exactly what I mean. This on the left side of the screen, it's the F24 model. Of course, if you open an Italian bank account, you have the home banking system that allows you to fill up this model online, and this model is basically linked to to your Italian bank account, which means that once you have filled up these things here, you simply have to push one button and the money will be basically taken from your bank account, from an Italian bank account. The problem is the following: if you don't have any Italian entity or not even a stable organization in Italy that requires to have an Italian bank account, you have to operate with your foreign entity. So your foreign entity has to be identified in Italy as as an entity that sold some product, and by law, by European Union law, you have to give the VAT of all this product to the Italian state. But how can you do it if you pay your taxes with the F24 model and the VAT also is part of the list of taxes that have to be paid with this system and you don't have an Italian bank account? Well, in this video I'm going to explain you exactly how to do it, because the Italian tax office prepared on a web page in which is listed every single instructions for each type of tax that has to be paid when you're not resident, when you're an entity, physical person, or a foreign entity that has to pay some taxes. For example, you might also have a property in Italy and you're not living in Italy, you don't even have an Italian bank account, somehow you have to pay the property tax on it. I've already made a video on this. I've made a tutorial of how to transpond this 24 model into bank transfers using your foreign bank account. So if you watch the video, you will learn about all the rest of the taxes that you can pay with your foreign bank account. But for this specific video, I'm going to explain you exactly how to use this system to pay the VAT. Okay, so the first things that you have to do is to go to this specific website. I will put this link in the description below the video, and I will also link to the Google Translate, so you will have the chance to see it in English. But basically, the Italian tax office provides a table. In this table, you have exactly the code of your taxation. It's not really taxation, the code of your tax. So it's codice tributo of F24 model is the code of your tax, of the type of tax that you can use in your bank transfer. Here there is the description of what kind of tax you want to pay. This is the regional communal tax, which is not our case, and the IBAN, that basically is the bank coordinates that you have to be used for the bank transfer. So our specific case, we are looking for the VAT. So we are going down on this table and we found that the VAT in Italian is called IVA, and you will find here in all this block up to this code, from the code 60001 to 60099, all the possible type of VAT that you can pay in Italy. For example, this is the VAT for the month of January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, etc., up to this one. This, for example, is the VAT, advanced VAT for that specific month. And this is the quarter, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then a quarter, the advance for the quarter and the balance of the VAT for the end of the year. Of course, if you have to pay the VAT, I highly recommend you to have an accountant and not doing by yourself, because with this kind of transfer, the amount of money that the state receives, it comes with some delay, and it's gonna be more difficult to correct some errors. So it's very, very important that you have an accountant that calculates you exactly which is the amount of money that you have to pay, and exactly which is the description of the VAT that you have to use among those codes, okay? So how works if you had an Italian bank account? Well, it varies very simple. If you had an Italian bank account, you could have basically put this number in the F24 model, for example. We can put here 6009, the year when you have to pay this taxation. For example, here I put an example, would be 23,000 euro in VAT, and you have some credit, because you might also have some VAT at your credit, and this model automatically makes the difference, and this is the difference that you can pay with a button, because it's linked to your Italian home banking account. But how do you do with this system? Well, the Italian tax agency exactly explains you how to do it. Once you have learned exactly, once you understand the code and the type of tax, you go to causale del bonifico, which in English means the description of your bank transfer. And here the Italian tax agency explains you exactly which element you have to put in your bank transfer message to make these things work. Basically, you have the fiscal code dash the code trib, cod.trib dot, which is the two words that explicitly say the type of tax, and you put a code. For our case, it's just the VAT code, so we should start from 6001, if I'm not wrong, up to 6099, the year when you pay this VAT, and other information. This is, for example, is when you pay with some delay and you have to basically add some interests or add some delay of payment or split of payment in multiple chunks. And this is something that you have to calculate with your accountant. So once you have built this message correctly, you can basically use your foreign bank account to pay the VAT. So you don't have to open any Italian bank account. You don't have to have the F24 model linked to your Italian bank account, because you can do straight with your foreign bank account. Very easy, very straightforward. Now, the only problem could be that your foreign entity is not yet identified in Italy with a fiscal code. Because if you are in a foreign entity that doesn't have any legal representative in Italy, any power of attorney, anybody that can act in your behalf, and you don't have any stable organization in Italy, you didn't open any branch in Italy, you have to identify yourself with a normal fiscal code, like a physical person, even though you're an entity. But since you're in a foreign entity, you have to follow this specific step. So before sending this message with the VAT payment, you have to ask to the Italian tax agency the fiscal code, like you were a physical person, okay? How does it works without going to Italy? Doing this, stay at your home. There is also distraction. Here we have this specific page or the Italian tax agency. I will also put this description in this page in the description below the video. And basically the procedure is the following. You have to be a subject different from physical person, as I said before. So you are a foreign entity. You have to download this model, AA5/6. You have to fill up this model, and you have to put your information about your company and your fiscal code of the foreign entity, and also other mandatory information, such as some documentation that basically proves that your entity is real. And here, for example, the constitutive act, the DIM, the balance, and other documents that basically are mandatory, otherwise this procedure will be rejected. So once you have provide all these documents, and once you have filled up this module, you have to send everything by email to entrate.ftt@agenziadellentrate.it. So this is the email. So you send this module along with all the papers, the documents, and the Italian tax agency gives you back for free the fiscal code. So you will have the fiscal code associated to your foreign entity. Once you have done that, basically you can proceed to use this description to make your bank transfer with the amount of VAT that has to be sent. So this description basically is the mirror of the F24 model transponded, and basically the amount of VAT that you have to pay is the number that you're going to put to the bank transfer, and the IBAN is the coordinates that corresponds, as we see in the table here, corresponds to the type of tax that you have to pay. So you have here on the right the bank coordinates to pay the VAT. Okay, depends on the month of the VAT or the quarter, etc., etc. So this is the procedure. If you have any questions, if you want to be assisted with this procedure, if you need an accountant that knows this procedure, can help you in English, please write at ESENtaxa@gmail.com, or you can basically ask us some questions and you can have a consultation with us, and we can provide you one of our accountant partners that might help you with this specific task. I repeat, this is a situation, this is a scenario. It's when you are a foreign entity with any Italian representative, with any branch in Italy. So you don't have any stable organization in Italy, you don't have any SRL, you don't have an Italian bank account, and you don't want to physically go to Italy to pay the taxes. So this is a procedure for this specific scenario. I hope you liked the video. I hope this video was quite informative for you. If you want to stay tuned with all the Italian regulation, information, tax tip, and these bureaucratic steps, just subscribe the channel, ESENtaxa, and don't forget to push the notification bell and like button to help ESENtaxa grow. See you in the next video. Bye.